had he done his sons under his key, as in heaven he shall not, they should find what 'twere to kill a father. So should fleance, but peace. For from God words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast I hear, Macbeth lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me where Malcolm bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds due of worth, lives in an English court. Thither Macduff is gone to ask the Holy King upon his aid, to awake Northumbria and the warlike Seward. To ratify our work, we may begin to bring meat to our tables, sleep to our nights, and free our banquets and feasts from bloody knives.
Sent he to Macbeth?
He did, with an absolute, sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, "You'll rue the day that clogs me with this answer."
Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my blessings with him.
Rice and once the head big wine. Hark your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
In the poison entrails grow, toasted under cold stone. Days and nights hath sturdy one, sweltered venom sleeping got, boiled out first in the charmed
Double, double toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Fillet of fenny snake in the cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of Newton, toe of fraud, wool of rat and tongue of dog. Adam's fork and blind worm sting, lizard's leg and howl and wing. Boar charm of powerful trouble, like a hellrock boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy gnaw and gulp. Of the rabbit salt sea shark, root of hemlock, dig eye the dark. Liver of blasphemy Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew. Slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar lips. Finger of first strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab, and there 2 tigers' children, full the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubbles. Split with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it. Answer me. Though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germains tumbles all together, even till destruction sickens, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak,
Demand will answer.
say if thou'd rather hear it from our mouths or from our master.
Call them, let me see them.
Pour in sour blood that hath eaten, turn thy marrow grease that sweated, from the burner's given throat into flame.
Come high or low. Thyself an awfulest, deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the fate of fight. Dismiss me. Enough.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution thanks, thou hast heart my fear aright. But one word more.
He knows thy thought, hear his speech, but speak thou not. Macbeth,
the power of man, for none of women born shall harm me. Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet I will make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon its baby brow the round talk of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled proud and take no care. Who chafes, who frets, and where conspires arm.
Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to Dunton and hill shall come again.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix its earth-bound root? Sweet Bodman's good, rebellion's head, rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the least of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs know one thing. Tell me if thy art can tell so much. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied.
Show
Show
his eye.
and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirits of Banquo. Down! Thy crown to sear mine eyeballs and thy hair. The second is like the former, the third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? Fourth, start yet. What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, the seventh. I'll see no more, and yet the eighth appears. Wears a crown. Oh, horrible sight, now I see 'tis true. For the blood bolt of Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazing?
Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites and show the best of our delight. I'll charm yet, give a sound while we perform our antic round.
At this free king may kindly say, our duty here is welcome.
Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand curbside the calendar. Come in, without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you, the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected by the air whereon they ride, and damned be those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse, who thus came by.
'Tis to agree, my lord, that bring you word. Macbeth has fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my lord.
Time thou anticipates my dread exploits. The flighty purpose never is or took, unless the deed go with it. From this moment on, the firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon flight, give to the edge of the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, his titles in a place. From hence himself should fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch for the poor wren. The most diminutive of birds will fight. Her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is a fear, nothing is a love. As little as a wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
You must have, my dearest cousin, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best know the fits of the season. I dare not stay much longer, but crueler times when we are traitors and know not ourselves. when we hold rumor to what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but we float upon a wild and violent sea, each way we move. I take my leave now. Things at least will cease or climb upwards to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so such fool should I stay much longer. I take my leave at once.
Zero, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird, thou should never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds they are not set for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. But how wilt thou do for father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him just to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet I'd faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
Be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must all be hanged, swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang them up.
Now God help thee, poor monkey, but how wilt thou do for father?
If you were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign I'd quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talks. Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, yet in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To frighten you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty. Heaven preserve you. I dare beg you no longer. Whither I should fly, I have done no harm. But I remember now, I'm in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometimes is accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I've done no harm? What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place some sanctus fiber such as thou mayst find.
He the traitor.
Thou liest, thou shaggy villain!
What you ate?
Mother, he's killed me.
You five treachery.
Run away, I pray you.
Let us seek out some desolate shade and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, bestride our downfallen birthday. Each new morn, new widow's howl, new orphan's cry, new sorrow strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as it felt to Scotland, and it felt like a syllable of dollar.
What I believe, I'll will. What know, believe. And what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul must wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not shake thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou think'st, for the whole space that is in the tyrant's grasp and the rich east to lose.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that, when they be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confinements arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell become a devil more damned and evil than Tom Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, and malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your maids, and your matrons could not fill up the cistern of my lust, and my desire all continent impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne, and the fall of many kings. But do not fear to take up what is yours. You may convey your pledges in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold, the time you may so hoodwink.
Staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath foisons in which to fill up your will of your mere own, all of which are portable, with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, and fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, and confound all unity on earth.
O Scotland, Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern and speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again, since the truest issue of thy throne stand by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou art pieced upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. My first full speaking was this upon myself: what I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed before thy here approach, Donalbain, with 10,000 warlike men already at point, is setting forth. Now will together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, be times removed the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did?
Alas the day. Poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It can no longer be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing has once seemed to smile, and sighs and groans and shrieks rend the air and are made not marked, and violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. And dead men's knell is scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers upon their caps, dying or ere they sicken.
O relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss at the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why well.
And all my children?
Well too.
The tyrant hath not battered at their peace.
No, they were all at peace when I did leave them. And when I set out to bear these tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many good fellow that were out, which to my belief seemed witness the rather, for I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time for help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distress.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would that I could speak comfort of the like, but I have words that would be howled in the desert air, where no hearing could latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it some fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind but in it shares not some woe, but the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, for they bear it with the heaviest sound which yet ever they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered, to relate to the manner whereupon the quarry of these murdered deer, to add to the death of you.
Merciful heaven, what, man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers your fraught heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. Did you say all? Oh, all my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, Hellkite, all? All my pretty chickens in their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I could not but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue. Yet gentle heavens, cut short all intermissions. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the instruments above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer ye may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Two nights I've walked, but I can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and then again return to bed. Yet, all this, while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature. To receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witnesses to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look at how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action of hers to see me thus washing her hands. I have known her continue this for a quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's a spot. Hark! She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my reverence for her. Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier? And if feared? What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who'd have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? To mark that? He's saying it by had a wife. And where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more o' that, my lord, no more o' that. to go to and known what you should not. She has spoke what she should not, and I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Yet, here's a smell of blood still. Will all the perfumes of Arabia not sweeten this little hand? Oh, oh, oh.
A silence there. My heart is sorely charged. I have not such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Well, well, well. May God it be, sir. This disease is beyond my practice. And I have no nurse who walk in their sleep, who bed holy in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put her nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again. Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed, to bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
Will she go now today?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she who divine than physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance. And still keep eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she is mated and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham Wood remove the dunce name. I cannot take with fear. What's the boy now? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences pronounce me that. Fear not, Macbeth. No man of woman born shall e'er have power upon me. Then fly false stains and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sad with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn black, thou cream-faced loon. Where gotst thou that goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese villain!
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face, no bread thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldier's patch? Death to thy soul. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselor's fear. What soldier's way face?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Seaton! I am sick at heart when I behold. Seaton, I say! This push will cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which would accompany my old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I shall not look to have. But in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth on, breath, the faint-hearted dare now and dare not. Seaton!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news, Moore?
All is confirmed, my lord. You should report it.
I'll fight till for my bones, my flesh be hacked. Bring me my armor.
It's not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Skirt the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she's troubled with the coming fancy that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll none of it. Come, put my armor on. Give me my staff. What rhubarb cream, what purgative drug can scour these English hens? Hearest thou not of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear from you.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death or bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, the prophet again should hardly draw me here.
Brothers, I hope the days are near at hand that chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough, and burn it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery ere a report of us.
It shall be done.
It shall be done.
Shall be done.
It shall be done.
We learn no other but the confident tyrant who keeps ill in Dunsinane and will endure, are setting down before us.
'Tis his main hope, for where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt. and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censors attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe.
Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will lack the siege to scorn. Here let them lie, with famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced by those that should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backwards home. Ah! What is that noise?
It is the cry of women, my good lord.
I have almost forgotten the taste of fears. The time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair in a dismal treaty's rouse and stirs of life were in it. I have supped full of horrors, direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham, and anon methought the woods began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath. If be not so, within this 3 miles me you see it coming. I say a moving road.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang alive. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the vocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood dost come to Dunsinane, and now a wood dost come to Dunsinane. Arm, and out. Ring the alarm bells. Blow, wings, come rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough, your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. Brother, you shall lead our first battle. Macbeth and we shall take upon us whatever else remains to do, according to our order.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make her trumpet speak, give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to the stake, I cannot fly, but bear like I must fight, of course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear or none.
What is thy name?
Thou shalt be afraid to hear it.
No. Though thy callest thyself a name hotter than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Oh, thou liest, abhorrent tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou was born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of a woman born.
That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slandered with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts shall haunt me still. I will not strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or my sword, with an unbattered edge I sheath again undeeded. There thou shouldst be, by this great clatter. One of greatest note seems bruited. Oh, let me find him fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord, the castle. The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble Thane do bravely in the war. Even the day almost professes yours. And little is to do so.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain. Then terms can give thee out.
Thou losest labor, as easy mayest thou the entrenchant air, and with thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest, I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still follow tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And let these juggling fiends be no more believed that patter with us in a double sense. And rake it to our hope, I'll not fight thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to see the gaze and show of the time. We'll have thee as our rare monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet and be baited by the rabble's curse. Even though Burnham would thus come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I lay my warlike shield. Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, "Hold! Enough!"
I would the friends we miss forsake no ride.
Some must go off, and yet by thee thy feet, the greater day is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, hath paid a soldier's debt. He lived but only till he was a man, which no sooner was his prowess confirmed, in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead?
Aye, and carried off the field. You must not grieve, because the sorrow must not be matched to his grief, to his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, upon the front.
The vanguard soldiers be he.
Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is known.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well, and paid his court, and so God be with him. Here comes near comfort.
Hail, king, for so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's peril, to whose that speak my sovereignty in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth this cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace we will perform in measure, time, and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at Scone.